Hi students, welcome back to Vijay Datta chemistry classes. This is your Purnima ma'am. Today we are going to start with de Broglie's theory. Okay, let us start. Why too late? Let us start with the de Broglie's theory. What is de Broglie theory? What he has given. See here, de Broglie proposed what he has proposed means particle and wave nature of the electron. See, de Broglie proposed that electron like light behaves both as a particle and as a wave. Okay, it acts as both the particle nature and the wave nature. That is what de Broglie has given to us, that the electron shows both particle nature. It is the electron shows both particle nature as well as the wave nature. Okay, this thinking, whatever he has think that both the dual nature of the particle or dual nature of the matter, he considered dual nature of matter. The thinking of this dual nature of matter gives the studies about the new theory. That new theory is nothing but called wave mechanical theory. New theory is called wave mechanical theory of matter. So his dual nature, his assumption gives the birth to the new theory, that is called wave mechanical theory of matter. Okay, let us see what is the dual nature, what is the how it shows the both particle and the wave nature. He has explained successfully. That is what we are studying, the de Broglie's theory for particle and wave nature of an electron. Let us start. According to this theory, so what he has explained in this theory, according to this de Broglie's theory, he is taking the electrons, protons, and even atoms, when in motion, they possess some wave properties. Any particle, any subatomic particle you consider, either electron or protons, even you can consider the atoms also. When they are in moving, when they are in motion, they show some wave nature. They are showing some wave properties. So he wants to prove this one with experimentally. Means he wants to bring some derivation for this wave theory, wave nature, not only the particle nature. For this wave nature, he wants to bring some derivation. So he considered the Planck's theory. What is that? According to the Planck's quantum theory. What is the Planck's quantum theory? Already we have studied that E is equal to h nu. This is only the Planck's theory, right? Nu already we know, nu equal to c by lambda. Then if you substitute that hc by lambda, E is equal to hc by lambda energy. That is nothing but what is Planck's quantum theory statement. So whatever the energy is coming, that is not the energy of the electron is not taking continuous manner. It takes in the discontinuous manner in the form of packets. That is called quanta. So that is a particular frequency is required, that E equal to nu. E is directly proportional to the frequency. That directly proportional, if you remove, that is called Planck's constant has been introduced. That is the theory of Planck's quantum theory, right? So he considered that E equal to hc by lambda. So we'll take this is as H is equal to hc by lambda as the first equation. And then according to the Einstein's theory also he has considered. According to the Einstein's theory, energy of photon on the basis of energy, mass energy relationship, E equals to mc square. This is also relation given by the Einstein based on the mass. So m is nothing but mass of the electron, c is the velocity of the electron, like we can consider. So this equal to mc square he has considered as that second equation. So both the energies he has correlated, that hc by lambda equal to mc square. Obviously this c get cancelled. Then c is the velocity, like we can consider now. So lambda is equal to h by mc. C is nothing but velocity of the electron. Lambda m is the mass of the electron. H is the Planck's constant. Lambda is the wavelength. So lambda is equals to h by mc. This is the expression for the de Broglie's theory. E is equal to lambda by mc. So this one mc or mv also we can write. Mass into velocity is nothing but called momentum. So in terms of mc we can write it as the h by p also. P is nothing but called momentum. See, momentum of the moving electron is inversely proportional to its wavelength. So lambda equal to h by mp. H is a constant. So we can write lambda is inversely proportional to P. So what we can say, momentum, momentum of the moving electron, momentum of the moving electron is inversely proportional to its wavelength. It is inversely proportional to wavelength. That is what lambda inversely proportional to the 1 by p. Lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by p. This is what the relation he brought for the de Broglie's theory. Lambda is proportional to 1 by p, or lambda equal to h by mc. M is the mass of the electron, c is the velocity of the electron. Sometimes in the place of c, in some books we'll see lambda equal to h by mv also. Okay, so this is about the de Broglie's theory. But this de Broglie has associated with some charged particles also. See, this is the general information we know, right? So but some of the scientists, they have modified this de Broglie's equation. They have modified this de Broglie's equation by taking its kinetic energy and its potential also. Okay, so what is the scientists Davison and Germer, Davison and Germer, they are the scientists who modified the de Broglie's equation. Let So how they have taken a charged particle, say an electron, be accelerated with a potential v. So they have taken the charged potential, that is nothing but E. Stopping potential in already we have discussed. It is the charged potential EV, okay, which is equals to the kinetic energy half mv square. Okay, half mv square. So if you take here half mv square equals to 2 into E into V into M, right? So see, this is a conversion they have taken like this. E is the charged particle, say electron, any charged particle. I am taking here electron. Proton also positively charged particle, but here I am considering the electron. Electron is a charged particle. So this charged particle will have a some potential. That potential I have considered as the V, and it has some kinetic energy because it is moving. So that kinetic energy is nothing but EV. Kinetic energy is equal to charge into potential, E into V. That kinetic energy only I have written as mv square equals to E into V. V is the potential, Mahia. Here this V is nothing but velocity. This is the velocity and this is the potential. Capital V is the potential. Capital V equal to potential. Small v is equals to velocity. Both have a difference, right? So I want mv square. Mv square equal to 2 into E into V I brought. Okay, see here, if you multiply on both side with m, both sides if you multiply with the mass, both sides m, then m if you add here, it comes to the m square v square. Add is nothing but multiplication. Then 2 into E into potential into m. M is the mass of the electron. So then m square v square, how can we write mv equal to root 2 into E into V into m, like we can write. But already what we know, that is mv. Mv means, see here, mv is nothing but this is only no mass of the v is c is the velocity. That one only we have written. Mv is equal to h by lambda, we can write. That is what they have substituted. mv is equal to h by lambda. H by lambda equal to root 2 evm. Okay, capital V, it is potential. But we want, what is that lambda we want? So lambda is equals to h by root 2 into E into potential into mass of the electron. So this is the wavelength for the charged particles. This is the wavelength for charged particles, like they have considered. So every charged particle electron, they are also having some wavelength. So this is the just they have given the modification ma. Sometimes they can ask the questions based on even this formula also. So I have explained over here. But actually in the de Broglie's, the formula we have lambda equal to h by mv, and modified one is lambda by root 2 into E into V into M. This is the modified de Broglie's theory, and it is the de Broglie's theory. Okay, see, whatever we are taking here, see here H is constant, E is constant, M is also mass of the electron is constant. So these charged particles, if you are taking the electron, then E will be charge of the electron, right? For electron, if you are substituting, then lambda is equals to whatever the constants I have. Only potential is the 1 by root V is only the variable. Remaining H by root 2 into E into M. These are the variables, isn't it? That value will be changes. If you are taking the electron charge of the electron, Planck's constant, mass of the electron, if you substitute, you will get the value 12.27 by root V angstroms. If in case of any charged particle, no, I have taken electron, now I want to take for proton. If I take for the proton, then the value will be lambda equal to, here E is nothing but charge of the proton, M is the mass of the proton, H is the Planck's constant. If you substitute those values, we will get that 0.286 by root V into angstroms. These also they'll ask me lambda for electron, calculate lambda for the proton we can calculate, even we can calculate for alpha particles, then lambda value will be 0.101 by root V. V is nothing but the potential angstroms we can consider, where V is the accelerating potential of these particles. That one also sometimes they can ask to calculate the accelerating potential also. This is about the de Broglie's theory and modified de Broglie's theory. Who modified that? Davison and Germer, they have modified this one. So let us see here. And also, de Broglie has done one important thing, that is, he whatever the Bohr drawback is there, Bohr is not explained that MVR equals to NH by 2 pi. It was not explained by the Bohr, but why he has taken N is a quantum number, but why he has taken H by 2 pi, H by 2 pi, why not it is H by pi, why not it is H by 3 pi, why exactly it is H by 2 pi, not explained by the Bohr, but that is theoretically and experimentally it was explained by the de Broglie. Okay, that de Broglie what he has explained and some of the problems on de Broglie's theory we'll see in the next video. Okay, students, thank you so much.